In a world where dungeons randomly spawn and humanity sends hunters to fight, Kael Veyar is the lowest ranked E-class hunter. No magic, no strength, just guts. At the age of 18, he had already died 17 times inside dungeons. As his companions entered the temporary dungeon, they all turned to look at him. Hunter 1, don't slow us down, Kael. Kael, I won't. I'll do my best. The door behind them slammed shut. Their screams echoed through the dungeon. Kael, what? What happened? The boss wasn't supposed to be here yet. Suddenly, the ground trembled as a grotesque, godlike beast made of shadows emerged from the darkness. It let out a blood-curdling roar, sending shivers down Kael's spine. In a panic, Kael hid behind a nearby pillar as the creature charged, its eyes scanning the area. One by one, the hunters were taken out, their bodies dissolving into the creature's shadowy form. Kael watched in horror as the last of the hunters fell, their hopes and dreams dying with them. The beast approached, its gaze fixed on him. Kael felt a surge of adrenaline as he knew it was his turn, but he couldn't move. His legs froze, his heart pounded against his ribs, and his breaths hitched in his throat. Fear, pure and unadulterated, consumed him. Then, as if sensing his terror, the monster lunged, and everything went black. A few seconds later, Kael found himself crawling on the floor, his vision blurred. Blood trickled down his left arm, staining the ground crimson. Somehow, he had survived. With a strength he didn't know he possessed, he pulled himself towards the exit. But it was too late. His vision darkened, and he slumped against the wall, succumbing to the darkness that enveloped him. As his life force ebbed away, a strange occurrence took place. A floating user interface materialized in front of him, its glow illuminating his pallid features. You are eligible for the Riftbound trial, accept YIN. With his last bit of strength, he pressed yes. The screen flashed, and then everything went black. When Kael regained consciousness, he found himself in a world of shadows. Time seemed to have stopped, and he could see giant monsters frozen in mid-attack, as if eternally trapped in a nightmare. Towering shadow knights with glowing red eyes stood motionless, their gazes fixed on him. A deep voice boomed, echoing through the eerie silence. Voice, welcome, Kael Veyar. To reach the surface, you must prove your will. Rise again and again until you stand victorious. Perish forever. As he processed these words, an army of phantoms emerged from the shadows, each bearing a striking resemblance to him. They lunged, and Kael found himself fighting versions of himself, each more terrifying than the last. He grappled with his past failures, present fears, and future regrets. They were all here to prevent him from escaping this place. Battered and bruised, Kael stumbled back, his breath ragged. His own shadow self stood before him, a mocking grin on its face. Kael, I'm tired of being weak. I don't want to run away anymore. I won't die here. With a roar, he channeled his fear, his anger, his frustration, and all the pain he had endured throughout his 18 years into one final attack. Suddenly, a massive black aura erupted from him, causing the ground to crack and the very fabric of the Shadow Realm to tremble. The system in front of him glowed ominously. System, you have perished countless times, yet refused to give up. Your spirit has broken the boundaries of life and death, shaping you into a vessel of immense power. Congratulations, you are now Riftbound. Skill unlocked. Shadow Call. As if responding to his command, shadow hands erupted from the ground, ensnaring the enemy and pulling them down into the depths. Kael's wounds vanished as his body began to heal at an astonishing rate. His expression, once filled with fear and desperation, now turned calm and composed. The chaos in his heart gradually fading away. Finally, he stood up, brushing off his now pristine black coat. He walked towards the exit, leaving the dungeon alone, changed. From the ashes of death, the Shadow King rises, coming soon.